My name is Arun Kumar and I am the driver, and you're watching Driven Diary. This show is the documentation of my life as I build a billion-dollar auto repair business called Driven Auto Care. I started Driven Diary at the same time to document the entrepreneurial journey. This diary exists to show you all of the late nights, early mornings, big mistakes, the wins, the stressful situations, everything that goes on building a billion-dollar business. If that sounds interesting to you, please go ahead and click subscribe below so you don't miss our weekly uploads. With all that said, let's get to the video. Welcome to Driven Diary, episode 125. You know, the last time I filmed a lot of clips from the exercise bike, there was a comment saying, this guy doesn't actually do any work, he just rides his exercise bike. And, you know, the person's probably not a subscriber, probably will never watch another video. It's whatever. So, it's Monday morning. I woke up at 2:55 today, and I think I'll be able to talk about this week. I am getting a $150,000 SBA loan this week, and I'm getting it because Driven Auto Care will be writing the check to buy location number 4 this week. I don't have all that money, so I'm getting a loan, and this loan should probably cover 2 shops, actually. And you know, here's the fun part: is I have never seen such a huge cash flow crunch in this business in 2.5 years in business. I will be spending probably $130,000 this week between purchase price for the shop, new month of expenses that all fly out of the door on the 1st, additional payroll, and first and last month's rent and a security deposit. So it's an expensive week. Oh, and I'm buying back the Passat loaner car that is burning so much oil that the guy is raising a huge fuss buying it back. So, lots going on. And the money isn't in the account yet. So, somehow every time I've had to take out a loan, this kind of thing happens, where it's like razor's edge of getting the money in time. I already have a loan number, I already know it's going through, but they haven't said we've sent funds yet. That needs to happen by like Wednesday. They need to have money by Wednesday, so we'll see. Hopefully I'm signing everything today. Anyways, woke up at 3 because of that. Extra stressed out. Busy week ahead. But getting myself out of breath on this exercise bike talking, so that's all for now. Tuesday morning, and the chapter in that book about Netflix and Netflix's founding and starting that I just read, the chapter I read today was about in late 2001, they did a pretty mass layoff. They laid off 40% of the company. And Mark, the author and co-founder of Netflix, did a really, really good job of explaining and telling the story in detail, kind of how it felt to be there. You know, he called all the employees to a courtyard in the front of the building, and his co-founder stood up on a picnic table and did this announcement. So they sent an email at 10:45 saying, everybody be in the courtyard at 11. Everybody shows up to the courtyard at 11. Reed Hastings makes an announcement standing on a picnic table that says, we're gonna do layoffs, go back to your desk. And then they all walk back inside. And by 11:30 they were done, but that's the most hellacious half an hour I've ever heard of. And I feel like that, like the mechanics of that was horrific. there was a specific detail that Mark mentions that was basically he walked past this conference room where he knew a department was going to be doing layoffs meetings, and he walked past the conference room on his way out, and there were 2 chairs in there, a table, a whiteboard. And he was like, okay, good. Well, at least there's 2 places to sit for the person doing the layoff, the person getting laid off. Okay, like I feel like this is humane. And when he walked back in, there was a tissue box on the middle of the table. And he was like, oh shit. There was a lot of crying and a lot of, bad emotions going on. And it was weird, there's no like resentment or anything. It seems like people generally don't take firing violently. And I'm relating this to my own experience. Like I've unfortunately let go of a lot of people at Driven Auto Care over the last 2.5 years. And I've seen a wide range, but I will agree that people generally do not take a violent approach, but you always kind of have to be prepared for people to give you the vitriolic, you suck and you're never going to amount to anything and I'm going to sue you or I'm going to punch you or whatever. And I've experienced that in my time here. And, I'm glad to say we haven't had to let go of anybody that had been with us for any amount of time in a while. It's been like half a year. We've had a good team. We seem to be good at hiring or firing really fast, at which point there's like definitely no emotional connection from either side. But that was an emotional chapter to read, weirdly. Anyways, it's Tuesday morning, and I am still waiting for the funding I was talking about yesterday. Yesterday, they asked me an interesting question, the lender. They said, we see in here you had a possible criminal offense in 2014. I was like, the last time anybody brought that up was U.S. Customs when I interviewed for Global Entry like 7 years ago. But yeah, before I was 21, I had a fake ID and I tried to buy alcohol with it and somebody caught me. And I was like, man, I really hope that doesn't put the, kibosh, whatever. I never use that word, but I hope that doesn't stop this deal from happening. I had a call from the landlord yesterday, scheduled, dropping off the security deposit, first and last month's rent, signing the lease and everything on Friday. The seller of the business is expecting me on Friday there for transition. The money's not in the account yet. So this is not how I wanted to do this, but it's how it's going. So the stressful week continues. I'm trying to get more involved again in Schwartz Advisors because, frankly, there's not enough personal income coming in to fund all of the investments I'm making in We Are Driven. Let's just say that. I did the math yesterday. I've spent over $100,000 on We Are Driven since I started it again back in October. Most of that's on the renovation of the compound here and the coaching that I've been getting for social media. I've grown my follower count kind of substantially over the last couple months. Learned a lot about how to make good content that people actually watch, which is weird because I wouldn't watch it, but it's what's out there. So if you follow on social media, you will have seen that. But man, there's no revenue to show for all this investment. And so, I'm still struggling with how to make this a valuable offering to people. But that's a question I'm wrestling with in my head every moment of the day right now, as people, call me out for feeling scammy. So that's what's going on right now. I'm trying not to be scammy. I'm trying to inspire car enthusiasts to live better lives and create a community that uplifts each other and holds each other accountable. And I don't know how to monetize that. So that's what's going on. In the meantime, I've still got the consulting business to continue to make money, but I don't enjoy it. So that's what's going on right now. I do enjoy very much Driven Auto Care, building Driven Auto Care. I'll say that. That's all for now. Wednesday morning, I'm in the same place as yesterday morning. I'm at the same time as Monday morning. It is 5:30. I woke up at 3. I got stuff to do this morning that I had to wake up early to fit everything into my schedule. I just got off a call. I got to go home. I got physical therapy later. It's a whole thing. I tell you. But I want to talk about a couple things. First, I got confirmation yesterday at 4 p.m. that I will be signing closing documents for the SBA loan today, and it will be funded tomorrow, which is Thursday. Insane, this timing. I started this process and I thought I was being super conservative. I started this process in December, like early December. And I thought I was like, 2 months to get an SBA loan? Easy. I've done this a couple times before. I know the process, and every time it just drags on because these banks are just, the people who work there, like they want to exchange one email a day. Like that seems to be their thing. It's like, I made progress on this client today. I emailed them once. So now I'm going to move on to my other clients and I'm not going to come back to that one, even if I have time left in the day. Every time I call this lady, she's got dogs barking in the background. It's just wild, man. And so I know though that this is the fastest way to get more money from banks, because if I go the route of saying I'm buying a business, then they want to evaluate that business for 4 months. And I can't freaking have that. So, oh man, it's kind of painful. I have a banker who has been working with me, not working with me, but we met on LinkedIn like 2 years ago, and he's been following up with me every couple weeks, couple months. I think it's time to do something with him. I really would like to, so we'll see. We'll see what goes on there. I want him to kind of extend a leap of faith and say, hey, look, Driven Auto Care is clearly doing stuff. Let's get on board. So trying to get that going with him. Separately, I'm going through some imposter syndrome with We Are Driven. The Driven Network used to be $300 a month. It used to be a coaching group that had, I think up at one point like 15 members around the country, paying me $300 a month to go to these weekly coaching calls and daily posts. That's all it was. And it was the pursuit of excellence in business, fitness, and cars. And it was how to get more clarity on your life. And it was how to structure your goal setting. And it was how to get your dream car. And it was all the same stuff I talk about now. I was doing it 4 years ago, and I was charging people $300 a month. Now I have the Driven Network, which is the same name, but it's an in-person car community that's focused on cars and the network of people. And so it's organized events, it's cool car stuff. It's what I wanted to make, but I'm struggling to get people to buy into it. And as a result of that, I'm struggling to pay attention to it. And because of that, I'm spending all this money on it and not really getting anywhere and delivering a not very good product to the people who have bought it. And so I'm trying to get better at the product side of it. I'm trying to do the daily posts. I'm trying to get active in the group, I'm trying to invite more people to it. I'm doing hard sells on my Instagram story. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm trying to put effort into creating a valuable community for people that isn't a waste of time and that does cool stuff. I just got off the phone in this call I had this morning with the guy who's running the ads for the program, and he was basically saying, here is kind of the way to structure your next set of ads. You got to call out your ideal customer. You got to express their pain points. You got to show them the value. You got to do a call to action, all that stuff. So I'm working on that. He basically said this will be a loss leader. Your cost per result is going to be over $100, and I get $95 off of a Driven Network purchase. So the point of this really is the upsells. And so I'm working towards building the community up so that I can sell it more services, basically. I just want to do it also. I think the whole point of this is to create that community, and the fact that I want to monetize it is kind of an afterthought to the fact that I've invested so much in building the community that I think there will be reciprocity from it when it grows. That's kind of the point here. I don't know what that looks like yet. That's the biggest struggle, and I think I'm focused a lot on that. Anyways, I gotta get home. That's all for now. Wednesday afternoon. Hamilton is putting in the work right now, and I get to relax after I just put in a lot of work making new ads for We Are Driven, and we'll see how those do over the coming weeks. We're gonna get those edited and up in a couple days here, but in the meantime, we're treating ourselves to some cinematic mercy work with Hamilton's new gimbal. So that's what we got going on. We found this cool spot. It's actually not at all far from the Fremont shop, but it looks pretty sick, nice and quiet. So get this done, head back to the shop, and that's all for now. Well, what do we have here? It is Thursday morning. I just spent like 10 minutes trying to get the microphone to work so I could set up the old ring light tripod over there for my phone, but it wouldn't work for some reason. So here we are, walking and talking, holding the phone. What we have here is all the stuff I've bought on Amazon for the San Jose shop. Tomorrow, we will be bringing the truck down there and starting to get things set up. And man, today has been a whirlwind of finances. We closed out $39,000 in sales yesterday and took in $25,000 in payments. So I got a huge deposit this morning, and then I got another huge deposit this morning from the bank. So I sent a wire to escrow. I wrote checks to the landlord for San Jose. I paid off a line of credit. What else? I feel like I did more. I paid off the American Express. So we're looking good. Paid off the American Express for the month, basically. But yeah, everything is in good shape for tomorrow, for the end of the month. We will not have a cash flow crunch for once, and I'm happy. So see if we can close out the month good today, keeping the guys motivated. They're bringing in work. They're selling stuff on it. They're closing it back out again. That's what the name of the game is today. My name of the game today, in addition to preparing the truck to be ready for the morning, is this. These wheels represent yet another wasted mistake. And I already mentioned this once, so I won't harp on it too much. These wheels were purchased by accident by a previous service advisor of the Fremont shop. These are a negative 38 offset Tacoma wheel, which means they stick out like 3 inches from the quarter panels and fenders of a Tacoma. Now that doesn't really work for our application. So when we put it on the customer's car, it looked ridiculous and like not what we told them it would look like. So we bought the correct wheels and put those on instead. And these have been sitting in the backyard for about 2 years. So it was time to wrap that up. It's actually been more than 2 years. I bought these for probably $1,300 or something. I'm selling them for $1,000. They got some scratches on them because we had some sloppy dismounting of tires going on, but that's been disclosed. Those will be sold. My F80 is on the other side, my F80 M3, because the wheels we got for it, the Vorsteiners I showed you a few weeks ago, they don't fit. They're too big. The offset is too aggressive. It's only like a minus 22, and the typical F80 offset can go up to 44. So they can really suck in to the under the rear quarter. These don't work. So I bought some new ones. That'll be money right back out the door off these. And then I get to sell some Vorsteiners for like more, which will be great. And there will be some street justice finally to be paid as well. I'm pilfering the back corner of the shop over there. I'm taking this desk chair, and I will be taking the desk as well. We'll start off using that as like a temporary setup in the San Jose shop until we get a custom built desk in a couple weeks or so, along with our renovations. So I think that's all we got going on. I'm gonna put up a big shelf in the back corner over there, and that big shelf is going to house all the parts that I have listed on Facebook Marketplace. So that'll be fun. I think that'll be an important, thing to do for us, is just kind of sell off some of that crap that's in the backyard, get some money in here. So that's all for now. We are back in the 300,000 mile RX, getting on the freeway in Castro Valley. Now, it is Thursday afternoon. Why are we in Castro Valley? Why do you have a cork board in the back seat of the Lexus? What is going on? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on. an opportunity has arisen. Because I'm a glutton for punishment or greedy or whatever, an opportunity has arisen for a 5th shop. And I may have just blown it up, but we'll see. So basically, there is a listing that got put up on Instagram that anonymized a shop, and it said, "This shop is available." And I was able to figure out what the shop was, and I walked in there and definitely spilled the beans to an employee, probably, that the shop was for sale. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, really good shop. Tiny, 2 lifts, tiny office, but I think it could be a really high volume shop. It's an amazing location. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's what's going on there. And now I'm headed to pick up some new wheels for the F80. So that's why I really have the Lexus. That's all for now. Uh-oh. Sorry. Back to a morning workout video. It is Friday morning. Let me tell you about what happened last night. So I got home at 5:30, and I had talked with the landlord of this new shop earlier in the day over the phone. I texted him. I said, "Hey, it was a pleasure talking to you earlier. I want to do it, 5th shop." And I'll pause that and then bring you up to speed on another story. Throughout the day, I was texting with the new San Jose technician. Made him a job offer last Tuesday. Kind of nurtured him through last week and into this week. Got him his onboarding email. He sent me his ID on Monday. Tuesday, I set him up in all our systems. And then he stopped responding. So he left me on red on Tuesday. He left me on red yesterday, 6 o'clock in the morning. He left me on red at 3:30 yesterday afternoon when I said, "Do I need to start looking for a new technician because you have not responded to me?" And so at 3:45, contacted Mark and said, "We have a problem. We need to find a new tech." And by 7:30, I had an accepted job offer from the brother of the guy we just hired in Campbell. So hopefully he shows up on Monday. And that's that story done. I talked to him on the phone at 7:30 last night in the garage. I do like phone calls in the garage, or in this garage, really. You know, you stand in a place like this and take calls. It really makes you feel like the words that you're saying on the phone matter, because this is what you've built already. That mercy in the garage at home, it's there. It's proof that what I say on the phone matters. And I do like that. I've had that experience for a while now. I do like that. So, talked to the landlord, texted him last night. He said, "Give me $1,000, I'll take this property off the market and you can move in April." So, if all that goes through, 5th shop, Castro Valley. Now, January 30th, got a whole bunch of boxes sitting behind the truck over there that I have to go load up in the truck and bring to San Jose. Moving into the San Jose shop today, getting keys, executing the lease, closing the deal. Let's go. That's all for now. Should have started filming earlier, but it is Friday afternoon at this point. We are cleaning out. The seller of the business just left, and we are making moves here. We have already one desk out of this room. We got a lot to clean out from here. These are all valuable customer records and things like that. A bunch of light bulbs in stock. This room, all the stuff from here is now out here. Got this. junk, all the new good stuff here. Mark just getting back from an errand. Hamilton here supervising the dumpster getting dropped off. It is good times here at the San Jose shop. Okay, progress update here. We're working. We got the AC shelf, whatever that was, out of here. Just brute force. We had to take out some window to do it. Security system that doesn't work. Office. How about that? How about that, folks? We got all the power cables we want to keep. The phone that's currently not working. Hopefully we get that working again soon. So I got more to do here, but I'm running out of garbage can space again. This is the desk we're keeping. We got to keep these filing cabinets because this is the customer database. This is the technology stack we are keeping. I'm only keeping this temporarily because he left his email logged in on this and told me that I can use it to get some contacts. I don't know how useful that'll be. I may have just decided to waste the time. Got some scan tools here I gotta get out still and try to sell, and otherwise just get rid of all this stuff. So plenty getting done here. The dumpster's almost full already. We've taken 4 desks out of that room and this room, so very busy. I haven't seen one of these in forever. You can see where another one used to be here. So I'm gonna keep going. The other guys are out getting lunch for me, so, and for themselves, of course. Tired. That's all for now. Good evening, folks. Friday evening. It's been a busy day. It's like 7. We're getting somewhere. We got some stuff over here that we pulled out of that room. This stuff will eventually go upstairs as like a break room kind of a deal. There's the bathroom in this shop. This is the shop's new runner vehicle. This corner we haven't touched yet, but needs a lot of work. This is just junk, and this is a great spot for a toolbox in this corner here. This room, the landlord actually took out a wall just before us moving in that had been here for 35 years. Here's, I'm gonna get into this a little more, but there's measurable amounts of dust in this shop. We are turning this room into an equipment room. It used to be kind of a machine room as well. So we have 2 different kinds of brake lathes here, which I don't use. We have some hardware here. We got grinder here. So, you know, this room will get utilized, probably not as much as it was before, but probably a little better, considering where it is and then how this space gets used will go up tremendously. So a lot of stuff here that belongs in the garbage. We'll get to that. This we will sell and put another lift here, which will be good because these lifts are very old. They work, but they're narrow. They're 7,000 pound capacity, so we'll need to upgrade these. Yeah, this, I don't even know what's, got a bunch of thermostats, got a bunch of hardware. This is all garbage. The guy didn't take his toolbox like he said he would have by now, so he's apparently taking that tomorrow. This computer looks like it's from 1999 with that thing. Got a functional jump pack, which is good. Bathroom is decent, so that's also good. What's in here? Let's see. Ooh, paint and stuff. We'll have to get rid of that. Clean that out. Here's the bathroom, in case you were curious. Is that a water heater? There's a water heater. I knew there was a water heater in here. I'll show you upstairs another time. This area is where we did the most work. This area was actually full of a lot of the stuff that is now in that room. And we moved it because this window is such a big asset to our type of operation. Having the manager of the location be able to see out into the shop and see what's going on is huge. So I'm very excited for this. I'm in the middle of cleaning out, and this is what inspired me to film, is there is literally inches of dust here. This area was completely buried, but there was like tools and equipment all in front of it, all over here. You know, this area was full. I don't know if I really captured that this morning, but I'm sitting in this chair just shoveling stuff off of this shelf into the garbage. That's what I'm in the process of doing. It's 7 o'clock at night. And here's what it looks like in the finished product. And I've done this 3 times before. This is the 4th. Here's all the old office chairs, creaky old office chairs that you'll be familiar with seeing in these dusty, dirty, dark old repair shops. Here's this room, as clean and bright as we can make it for now. I've actually broken the Wi-Fi somehow. We had a rat's nest of wiring in that corner, and we kind of just ripped it out, which we probably shouldn't have done because whoops. So you know, I'm kind of shit out of luck there. But yeah, we got some 1960s wood paneling with a 1960s clock up there. But hey, you know, that'll do for now. We will probably renovate this in the long term. For now, I just need this wall gone. That wall needs to leave. And then we will get a real desk in here, and it'll feel more like a place that I would be satisfied to call a Driven Auto Care location. This office, you saw it earlier. This is what it looks like now. Nothing in it except for the customer database and some shelves. You can see where the plastic, you know, floor hardening thing used to be here. I think I'm probably just gonna junk that. This door has not been opened in years. Also, you can tell I just took off some employment compliance things that were stapled into the wall here. And the minimum wage when these were stapled up here was $4.25 an hour, if that tells you how old they were. Here, I'll prove it to you. $4.75, my bad. $4.75 an hour, boys. Starting in 1996. So that's how long that poster was on that wall. Isn't that friggin' insane? Isn't that insane? But you know what? We do radiator water pumps. We check and replace shocks. We service brakes. Oh, actually, this is kind of cool. This rings the phone. Isn't that cool? I think that's pretty cool. Let me tell you about what else happened today. So we actually had a decent amount of customer interaction, which was cool. I had 5 walk-ins today, and I couldn't help any of them, but there's an apartment building right over there, and people saw all the activity in this lot today, and we had walk-ins. So I had a guy scheduled for 5,000 mile service on Tuesday. I have a girl with a Mini who needs probably some sort of shifter sensor replaced, and she already has the part, but that's okay. I had a walk-in that was a BMX bike, and he needed air in his tires, so I helped him out. And what else? We had a friend of the landlord stop by to check on us, see who we are as people. You know, one of those eccentric old ladies came by just to make sure we were good. And then I had a guy at like 6 p.m. say, "Hey, is the old guy here? The seller?" I said, "No, he went home several hours ago." He's like, "Oh, I wanted to say goodbye. You know, he's been taking care of my cars for years, so we'll see, you know, if that turns in any work." He had a Pontiac G6. When was the last time you saw one of those? But yeah, it's been a very, very, very productive day. I love cleansing shops and making them modern. This place has been neglected for years, and we are changing that. So I'm very excited to do that. And my back hurts. And that's all for now. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. Didn't shoot anything yesterday, full family day. Today, we are going to finish cleaning up the San Jose shop in preparation for opening our business tomorrow. So we have a lot of work to do. We're going to clean up the corner. We're going to clean up the shop area. We're gonna clean up upstairs. We are going to clean up, we're gonna set up the office and clean up the kind of finer details of the office. I had the contractors come yesterday. They looked around. They're going to build a custom L-shaped desk. They're gonna polish the floors and they're gonna knock down a wall and paint and put up a couple lights. So literally paint soap lights treatment. That is how you sell. So I'm excited for all that to happen. Gotta make some money to make it happen, definitely. So let's get after it. And in the meantime, I'll just show you what we get done today. And then we gotta definitely get back to selling. That's all for now. Okay, I feel like a witch making a concoction of some sort. I've got all these weird, I don't know what, tools. And then my ingredients here. This is a pile of dust and leaves. I've got a leaf blower. I don't really want to use it on that because I'll die. I listed this for sale. Somebody's coming to get it right now. So that was fast and easy. What else we got going on? This corner gets to go. Hamilton is over there setting stuff up. Upstairs is kind of a later problem, but that's what we got going on for now. Toolbox is gone, spot's cleaned up, happy about that. Tackling this now, then this, then that. Upstairs, we'll call it for the day. I took a really good picture. That's some throwback of that car on its EC7s parked right about here with, you know, the signage and everything. And it was a throwback to a picture of my U90 M3 parked in front of the Fremont shop 2+ years ago. So I'll have Hamilton put in a, you know, here's what it was, or what it was like, what it's like now. So good editing, Hamilton. Yeah, that was really good. All right. Anyways, that's all for now. God bless America. Okay, ready for business tomorrow. This car actually does have a problem. The passenger window won't go up, so got something to fix on it. Here is a stack of tools for people to go through and figure out what's what and get organized onto these shelves. We'll probably end up putting these shelves in here, but this room is a total cluster right now. There's a lot going on in here. Okay, well, so we got 2 working lifts. Clearly space for another one here, no more dyno. So that looks good. Could use a bit more lighting over there. I guess we'll have it over there. This got moved. Apparently this was built 55 years ago, this bench. It's nice, it'll do the job for us here. Got some tool storage over here, coolant, bathroom, looking good. We have not touched upstairs at all. And then how are we looking in here? We've got a fridge partially blocking that. Got a little trash left here that can go in the dumpster. And the dumpster is completely full. Oh, this is still outside, as is that. I'm gonna move that in here. Yeah, dumpster's super full, so we're gonna have to put that, get that taken out of here. Temporary office setup here. Hello, sir, my car's broken. That sucks. This is the customer database. That'll go, and then we'll figure out what to do with this room. But that'll work for now. This will turn into like a team room, I think, and we will kind of put stuff in here that can be, more place to have a break or anything like that. But that is it, folks. we are ready to open for business tomorrow. I was only here, think about it, this was like 15, 16, 17-ish hours of work, maybe. It's like 8 today and 9 on Friday, I think. We're getting faster at it. I had help, plenty of help. Thank you to Mark, thank you to Debbie, thank you to Hamilton, and thank you to the landlord, Bill, with his forklift. That dude's a beast. You never know, he's 85 years old, the way he walks around. He is super functional, super active. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow, and I hope you are too. And so with all that said, that'll be it for this week's Driven Diary. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a like so we can show up higher in the YouTube algorithm. If you have any questions or feedback about the episode, leave a comment below. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing so you don't miss next week's Driven Diary. And until next week, I hope you can go out and continue to build your own automotive dreams and stay driven.